Well, hi, just we're actually in the sort of anteroom at the back of the ECIST conference at the moment. There's a workshop going on, and I'm very lucky because I managed to buttonhole my guest. I'm going to have a brief word with Dr Ian Sturgess. Now, he's a really interesting guy because he's underpinned a lot of the thinking that there is around ECIST and the famous red to green days, which, well, why don't we start there? Tell us about, because I think the red to green days had a rather inauspicious start, didn't they?
Yeah, it was about 2007, 2008 when we first started coining the phrase, and it was essentially just sitting over, having a cup of coffee, chatting together, and just wrote it down on a quick piece of paper. Why are we making it all complicated? Why don't we just say a red day is when patients not getting things happening that's progressing their care, and a green day is when they're getting something that adds value to their care progression.
Yeah. And why are there no amber days?
No,
because it's very binary, isn't it? Red or green?
Because it just makes it nice and straightforward.
Yeah.
The nice thing about the red and green day is that you can just use it on the ward every single day, every morning, and you can part of the board round, and it doesn't make the board round any longer. It just makes it very slick. Ipswich have really taken it to heart and use it routinely across the hospital. They even use it in their HR department now to look at how they're doing their recruitment, to get rid of red days in their recruitment process.
I think it's a very clever thing. We have it on the Academy of Fabulous Staff, as you know,
yeah.
And we get lots of data about what people look at.
Yeah.
It's one of the most popular things that people look at,
yeah.
Not just here, but overseas as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. You must be very proud of that.
Well, I am, but it's for the NHS by the NHS.
Yeah.
It's just a tool that they find very useful to use.
You can't sell it to me. You can't sell it now.
No, I can't sell it.
The intellectual property's out there.
Absolutely.
You hope you learn the lesson with that. Okay, so what else have you got up your sleeve? Because you're a geriatrician.
I'm a geriatrician, that's right.
And that really is at the heart of our problems, isn't it?
Yeah.
The statistics are quite interesting. The actual increase in the number of frail elderly coming into A&E has not gone up beyond our forecast.
Yeah.
The big increase, of course, is the under 40s.
Yeah.
But looking at the frail elderly, of course, the logjam there is in social care. What do you think about the discharge to assess? When I first saw that, I was very nervous.
Yeah, I mean, discharge to assess is really based on the fact that if you assess older people's function in a foreign environment, i.e. in hospital, they don't perform as well as they would do in their own home. And Sheffield have really taken it to heart. They've really designed it and embedded it and showed that actually getting people home and assessing them in their own home is far better than the assessments that take place.
It makes a lot of sense, but you really have to get people organised, don't you?
You do, and it has to be a whole system approach, but it's all based on the fact that actually any unnecessary time lying in a bed, be that in a bed at home, in a community hospital, or in hospital, results in deconditioning of frail older people. We focus a lot at the very end of the journey, where we talk about delayed transfers of care, but a very significant proportion of those people who end up as delayed transfers of care have actually deconditioned to that state of increased dependency as a consequence of their reduced activity, not because of their primary diagnosis. Well,
and we know that, and so keeping them out of hospital, I mean, it sounds a kind of callous managerial thing to do, but it's in people's own best interest. Yeah. And I tell you, the other data that I was looking at is, I think, I've got this right way around, I think 70% of the over 80s that come in through A&E have come from a care home. And you'd think, you know, the care home will be the last place that you get an admission from. What are we doing about care homes?
Well, I mean, there's the care home vanguard, but there's a lot of work internationally that shows actually taking the care, if you have it pre-planned, taking the care to the person in the home rather than the person to the care, the outcomes are actually better. So you can actually give intravenous antibiotics, fluids, oxygen, nebulizers into the care home.
But the problem is we've got care homes and we've got nursing homes.
Absolutely, yeah.
And really now that we're all getting so much older, there's a really porous boundary between the two.
Precisely.
And one wonders really if we just do away with nursing homes and care homes and just say this is the older people, that's where they live, and we're going to provide a community matron, a community pharmacist. I mean, it's there to do, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it's, you know, a progressive care setting is rather than moving people around and going from one residence to another residence, you know, from a care home to a nursing home. It's much better to design a progressive care process, and we know that from internationally from Japan, for instance, from New Zealand, that actually that works very effectively. But the most important thing actually is most frail older people, if they can, would wish to stay at home.
Yeah.
If we can support them and enable them to remain independent, it's not about a huge amount of increase in care, but it's how do we enable people to remain independent. So much more about preventative healthcare, health promotion, maintaining activity, socialisation.
That puts a big weight on primary care and community care, doesn't it? And social services. I mean, we know social services have had a very difficult time with their budgets. Primary care is under a lot of pressure, and one wonders really if it is practical to expect more weight of care to be loaded on primary care.
The key message I'm trying to give is that actually if we prevent as much of the deconditioning as possible, which is avoidable, actually consumption of care goes down.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, isn't it? So
Yeah.
you don't transfer it, you just don't let it occur in the first place.
Precisely.
So we haven't got much time left. You've got 150 odd
Yeah.
real top-line experts here.
Yeah.
Fantastic day.
Absolutely.
What are you hoping to get out of today?
Well, really from what Andrew Foster was saying there, is getting that enthusiasm back for actually we can do this. This isn't about performance management, this is about the service, designing and improving rather than getting quick fix solutions from top down. It's actually about how do we design it from the bottom
And
up.
moving away from performance management
Precisely.
and managing performance, which is two very different things.
Yeah, just
Do
doesn't
you know,
work.
it's been so interesting to talk to you. We've only
too.
got a few minutes. We'll put this on Periscope and YouTube. And good luck for today, and thank you for sparing the time to talk to me. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, thanks very much
Thank you very much.
meeting you. Thank you.
That was good, wasn't it?
It's about performance management. This is about the service, designing and improving rather than getting quick fix solutions from top down. It's actually about how do we design it from the
And
bottom up.
moving away from performance management
Precisely.
and managing performance, which is two very different things.
Yeah, just
Do
doesn't
you know,
work.
it's been so interesting to talk to you. We've only
too.
got a few minutes. We'll put this on Periscope and YouTube. And good luck for today, and thank you for sparing the time to talk to me. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, thanks
Thank
very
you
much
very
meeting
much.
you. Thank you.
That was good, wasn't it?